atrás de ti. Tú eres un
Sí,
pendejo
sí,
nomás
sí,
con la
sí,
imagen,
sí.
idiota.
Sí, sí, sí.
Cabrón.
Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez have once again proven why their potential September showdown is the most anticipated fight of the year. Despite Canelo's scheduled bout in May, during the Roa FX Cinco de Mayo weekend, it's his rumored clash with Crawford that continues to steal the spotlight. Fans are eager to witness a battle of skill versus power, as Crawford's technical brilliance meets Canelo's strength in what could be a historic boxing event.
Y para este imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo a Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi...
Former undisputed champion Terence Crawford from Omaha, Nebraska, has had multiple meetings with Saudi boxing mogul Turki Al-Sheikh. However, beyond business discussions, things have intensified with a heated exchange between Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, fueling anticipation for what could be the Rusev's fight of the year. Fans crave chaos and excitement, and both fighters know how to deliver. As tensions rise, the build-up to this potential showdown continues to grow, making it one of the most talked-about matchups in boxing today.
For both of us, I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I beat him. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat anybody.
Reports this week suggest that the highly anticipated showdown between Elwa and Hui, pound for pound, stars Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, has been agreed upon and is set to take place in September. However, speculation remains that the fight could happen as early as May. Saudi boxing mogul Turki Al-Sheikh has been leading negotiations between both camps, working to finalize what could be one of the biggest fights in boxing history. Initially, Canelo was hesitant to take on the 37-year-old Crawford, but it now appears that the Mexican superstar has changed his mind and is ready for this massive challenge. With fans eagerly awaiting confirmation, this fight is shaping up to be a historic event in the sport.
A small fighter like Charlo, he's big, which he is big, and everybody's talking about if I'm gonna face
In a recent interview with a reputable boxing platform, Canelo Alvarez addressed the possibility of facing Terence Crawford, acknowledging the challenge but questioning the logic behind it. The 34-year-old Mexican superstar admitted that while he respects Crawford's skills, he feels he won't receive the credit he deserves for taking the fight. "I respect Crawford. He's a great fighter. I always say that. No disrespect to him," Canelo stated. "But it's a little crazy that people talk about me fighting a smaller fighter like Charlo, and then suddenly everyone is asking if I'll face Crawford, who fights at 147 pounds and is even smaller than Charlo. It makes no sense." Despite his reservations, Canelo didn't rule out the possibility. He emphasized that he has moved up and down in weight to face all challengers, leaving the door open for a showdown with Crawford. You never know in boxing. It's possible, why not?
Fighter 147, who is smaller than Charlo. So no make sense when you guys...
In a recent interview, Canelo Alvarez echoed his previous statements about a potential fight with Terence Crawford. He acknowledged Crawford's skills, but expressed confidence in his ability to win. "I'm in. Why not? Crawford is a great fighter, but in my weight class, it's an easy fight for me. Easy money," Canelo said. "If the money is right, I'm in. I don't like fighting guys like Crawford because he moves a lot, and that doesn't make for a great fight. But I saw his last fight, and he doesn't move as much now. So yeah, if the money is right, I'm in."
First, what did you think of his performance versus Berlanga?
I think he put on a great performance, like he always do. You know, Canelo is Canelo.
I've been wanting this fight. It's a legacy fight, and the biggest in boxing today. I believe it's one of the last great matchups left. This fight would be massive, with two top pound-for-pound fighters going head-to-head. I know Canelo is bigger than me, but I'm ready for the challenge. There's mutual respect, and if he decides to face me, we'll give the fans an electrifying showdown. It's the kind of fight that defines careers and cements legacies, and I'm more than prepared to make it happen.
I think Berlanga on a tremendous show as well. You know, he showed a lot of heart and grit and determination as well, and that made for a great fight.
If the fight happens, Crawford acknowledges the challenges ahead. He understands Canelo's size and power, but remains confident. He stated that he has been fighting bigger opponents his entire life and believes he will come out victorious. "Of course I'll beat him," Crawford said. "There is no doubt in my mind that I wouldn't beat anyone I step in the ring with." His self-belief and determination make this potential matchup even more exciting, as he guarantees he will find a way to win, no matter the odds.
To come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight, you know.
A potential Canelo versus Crawford fight holds special significance as both fighters near the final chapters of their legendary careers. The 34-year-old Canelo has been a professional for nearly 2 decades, boasting an impressive 62-fight record. Some of his toughest battles, including his controversial fights with Gennady Golovkin, have taken a toll on him. Meanwhile, Crawford, at 37, remains undefeated with 41 fights but isn't getting any younger. With both men running out of challenges, a showdown between them makes perfect sense. It's a fight that could define their legacies and answer the question of who reigns supreme before they eventually step away from the sport. Fans are eager to witness 2 of boxing's greatest fighters collide in a battle for the ages.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'll be a well-fought fight for both of them.
Both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford understand what it means to be undisputed champions in an era where such achievements are rare. They have both fought under the sport's brightest lights. Canelo in high-profile bouts against Gennady Golovkin and Floyd Mayweather, while Crawford made his mark in 2023 by dominating Errol Spence in a one-sided fight. However, for Crawford, this challenge would be unlike any other. He would need to move up 2 full weight divisions to take on Canelo, the reigning super middleweight king. If this fight happens, it would be one of the biggest matchups in recent memory.
Cuando Canelo va a regresar al cuadrilátero.
Pues sí, lo importante es ganar, vernos bien. Estamos trabajando muy fuerte, creo que.
Now appears that Terence Crawford may have the opportunity to become undisputed in a 3rd weight class as he takes on a massive challenge. Comments from Canelo Alvarez's trainer and manager, Eddie Reynoso, suggest that Alvarez lost his undisputed status at 168 pounds after being stripped of his IBF title. That belt was later claimed by Cuban fighter William Skull. Reynoso recently told media outlets that Skull, along with French pressure fighter Christian Mbili, are potential opponents for Canelo's Cinco de Mayo showdown. There are several options: William Skull and the WBO-ranked Christian Mbili, who I believe lives in Canada. Right now, these are the names in the mix, Reynoso said.
Que ganar la pelea por cualquiera de las 2 vías y después de eso pues ver qué es lo que viene, pero Saúl está para pelear con el que sea.
Canelo's ready to fight whoever it might be, but right now we are squarely focused.
However, nothing has been made official yet. While speculation continues, fans eagerly await confirmation of whether Crawford will get his shot at Canelo and the chance to make history once again. Interview 11 Canelo Alvarez is prepared to fight whoever steps into the ring with him, but for now, his camp remains focused on finalizing his next opponent. While talk of a Terence Crawford fight in September continues to circulate, nothing has been confirmed yet, with more clarity expected in the coming weeks. Cuban fighter William Skull, who many believe was fortunate to win against Vladimir Shishkin.
Ánimo, güey, ¿eh? Eres más joven que él, Saúl, ¿eh? Eres más joven que él, hay que aprovechar eso, hijo, ¿eh?
Canelo comes over the top with an overhand right, lands right to the left.
Eddie Reynoso share one of boxing's most successful partnerships. Their journey began in 2003 when a 14-year-old Canelo entered Reynoso's gym in Guadalajara, Mexico. At the time, Reynoso was just 27, and his father, Don Chepo Reynoso, immediately saw Canelo's potential. With impressive power and skill at a young age, Canelo quickly became Reynoso's
A Triple G.
Así, güey. Póngase bien. Listo, cabrón. Échale huevos, cabrón. ¿Eh? Siéntase, mijo. Ya se acabó.
most prized fighter, leading to years of championship success together. Interview 13 Canelo's bond with the Reynosos, particularly Eddie, evolved from a traditional trainer-fighter relationship into a father-son dynamic. Eddie Reynoso was instrumental in developing Canelo's boxing skills and played a crucial role in shaping his legendary career. Under Reynoso's guidance, Canelo became one of the world's top pound...
La goma. Acá está, ya. Mijo, siguen 3 rounds. Hay que hacerlo con velocidad, con inteligencia, güey. ¿Eh? Sí. ¿Cómo te sientes? ¿Te lastimó? ¿Eh?
Canelo's bond with the Reynosos, particularly Eddie, evolved from a traditional trainer-fighter relationship into a father-son dynamic. Eddie Reynoso was instrumental in developing Canelo's boxing skills and played a crucial role in shaping his legendary career. Under Reynoso's guidance, Canelo became one of the world's top pound-for-pound fighters, capturing multiple world titles across various weight classes. Their partnership has been key to Canelo's rise as a dominant force in boxing.
And hardcore boxing fans, they know Crawford can beat Canelo just like they knew Bud was going to beat Spence. It's real simple. Real simple. You just got to know boxing in order for you to be able to say it.
The potential showdown between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford has captured the imagination of boxing fans worldwide. The combination of power, speed, technique, and charisma from both fighters promises an unforgettable spectacle. Canelo has maintained a tradition of fighting twice a year, once in May and again in September, coinciding with Mexico's independence celebrations. Since 2022, he has consistently scheduled his bouts during these months, and 2025 is expected to follow. The same pattern. However, his next opponent remains uncertain. With Canelo showing little interest in facing David Benavidez, the WBC's mandatory challenger at 168 lbs, Crawford has emerged as a strong potential option. A fight between Canelo and Crawford would not only be a historic clash of skills, but also a defining moment for both fighters, further cementing their legacies in the sport. Fans eagerly await confirmation of what could be one of boxing's biggest matchups.
Are we still waiting for that second fight to happen? I don't know, man. I don't know. They still got to work things out and see where they go from there.
The fight appears to be more media-driven than competitive, given that Crawford fights at 154 lbs, 2 divisions below Canelo, both Crawford, and Saudi boxing mogul Turki Al-Alshik are working to convince Alvarez to accept the bout. Canelo reportedly asked for $150 million to make it happen. However, with doubts about how competitive the fight would be, and his reluctance to face David Benavidez at 175 lbs, Alvarez may explore other intriguing options to kick off 2025 in the ring. Fans eagerly await his decision on what could be his next big challenge. Another potential opponent for Canelo is Christian Mbili, a 29-year-old French fighter with an undefeated 28-0 record. In his last fight, he defeated Sergey Derevianchenko in August and is now a contender for the WBC title. Meanwhile, one option that has already been ruled out is William Skull, 23-0, the IBF challenger. The IBF stripped Canelo of his undisputed status after he refused to face the Cuban fighter, removing his world title in the process. As a result, Canelo continues to evaluate his next move for 2025.
Canelo been making his own catch weight for years. You know, Canelo fought a smaller Mayweather.
Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is one of the biggest fights in boxing today, and with Saudi Arabia's backing, it seems more possible than ever. Trainer Robert Garcia believes Canelo holds an advantage over Crawford, but also addressed Crawford's situation. He clarified that if Crawford doesn't secure a fight with Canelo soon, the Omaha fighter may choose to retire. With limited options left, this fight could define Crawford's legacy and provide fans with an unforgettable showdown.
Crawford is doing it is because he knows it's the biggest payday in his life, and he'll never...
Crawford is a smart fighter who has already accomplished everything he set out to achieve, Garcia said in an interview with Fight Hype. He has nothing left to prove, but his main goal now is securing a mega fight against Canelo. If that doesn't happen, he may never fight again. However, Crawford still has viable options in the junior, middleweight division. He could challenge WBC and WBO champion Sebastian Fundora or IBF champion Bakram Murtazaliev. Other potential opponents include Jermel Charlo, Virgil Ortiz Jr., Serhii Bohachuk, and Xander Zayas. These matchups offer compelling challenges, but none would generate the same excitement or payday as a fight against Canelo, with time running out.
So of course, why would he call up Benavidez when he's calling out Canelo knowing that he's going to make double the money?
Because he wants to fight at 68, that's why.
So that's why.
Robert Garcia believes Terence Crawford has nothing left to prove in boxing. With an unbeaten record and an already legendary career, Garcia sees no reason for Crawford to fight just to satisfy fans. He already achieved everything. I don't see him fighting just because people say he should, Garcia explained. Financially secure with smart investments, Crawford does not need another payday to sustain his future. According to Garcia, the only reason he would return to the ring is for a massive showdown with Canelo Alvarez. A victory over Canelo would cement his legacy and allow him to retire on top. He's a smart man. He's invested well and doesn't need to fight again. But he's still chasing that one big fight, Garcia added. If he gets it, he'll take it. If not, he might never.